The front door of our split-level ranch in suburban Columbus, Ohio slammed open at 7:13 a.m. on a crisp October Saturday. My wife Emily screaming so loud it woke the neighbor's dogs. I dropped the coffee mug, ceramic shattering across the kitchen tile, and sprinted outside barefoot. Heart detonating when I saw her kneeling in the wet grass of our front yard beside a wicker basket that shouldn't be there. Inside it lay a newborn baby wrapped in a blue blanket, pink cheeks flushed. Tiny fists waving as if reaching for us while Emily clutched a crumpled note that read in shaking black ink. "This is your son. Protect him from what we couldn't. They're coming for all of us." The baby let out a cry sharp as glass. And in the same second, our security camera app pinged my phone. Motion detected at the backyard fence. Emily looked up at me, face drained white, whispering, "Jack, the note says he's ours from 10 years ago. The one we lost." Before I could process that impossibility, its tires screeched at the end of our cul-de-sac, and two black SUVs with tinted windows peeled toward our house like predators scenting blood. Quick, drop your city or country in the comments right now, because what this couple uncovered next didn't just rewrite their family's history. It exposed a government conspiracy that's already stolen thousands of lives in neighborhoods just like yours. Keep watching if you dare. Everything started 18 months earlier, on a humid July evening, when Emily and I sat on our porch swing in the golden hour glow, clinking iced teas and talking about finally starting a family. We'd been married 7 years, high school sweethearts from Worthington High, who built this life brick by brick. Me as a software engineer at Nationwide Insurance, her teaching 3rd grade at Slate Hill Elementary. The pregnancy test that night glowed positive, and we cried happy tears under the string lights, already picking names Ethan for a boy, after my grandfather. The first trimester flew by in a blur of doctor's visits at Ohio State Wexner Medical Center, where ultrasounds showed a healthy heartbeat and tiny fingers forming. Emily glowed like she'd swallowed the sun. I built the crib myself from oak lumber at Home Depot, sanding each slat until it was smooth as glass. Neighbors threw us a backyard barbecue baby shower, complete with diaper cakes and Buckeye onesies, everyone toasting to the little miracle due in March. Then came the 20-week anatomy scan, the one where they check everything from spine to kidneys. The technician went quiet midway through, wand pressing harder against Emily's belly, while the screen showed our son's profile, frozen in black and white. The doctor came in minutes later, face like stone, and said words that hollowed us out. "I'm sorry, there's no heartbeat. Your baby stopped developing 2 weeks ago." They called it a missed miscarriage. Emily had to be induced at the hospital, laboring 12 hours for a son who would never cry. We named him Ethan anyway, held his tiny body wrapped in hospital blankets for 3 hours until the nurse gently took him away. The funeral was small family only at Green Lawn Cemetery, where we buried him under a maple tree with a stone that read "Beloved Son," forever in our hearts. Grief swallowed us whole. Emily quit teaching, spent days in bed staring at the empty nursery. I threw myself into work, coding algorithms until my eyes bled, but every night I dreamed of Ethan's ultrasound face turning toward me, silent and accusing. Counseling helped a little. The therapist said, "Try again when you're ready." But ready felt like a word from another language. 9 months later, on a rainy April afternoon, Emily called me at the office sobbing. Another positive test. We were terrified, excited. A mess of emotions driving to the OBGYN, where they confirmed it's 6 weeks along. Heartbeat strong as thunder. This time, we kept it secret until the 2nd trimester, whispering names at night. Maybe Olivia for a girl, or keep Ethan if it was a boy. The scans were perfect. No red flags, no shadows. By 28 weeks, Emily's belly was round as a basketball, kicking hard enough to wake us both. We painted the nursery sky blue, hung mobiles of stars and planets from IKEA, stocked drawers with tiny socks and pacifiers from Target. Friends threw another shower, this one cautious but joyful. With everyone saying this was our rainbow baby, the light after the storm. Then, at 32 weeks, Emily woke me at 3 a.m., clutching her side, blood soaking the sheets. I drove like a maniac to Wexner, sirens wailing behind us as I blew red lights, praying to gods I didn't believe in. The ER doctors rushed her into surgery. Placental abruption, they said. Baby in distress. Emergency C-section now. When I finally saw her in recovery, tubes everywhere, the surgeon pulled me aside with that same stone face. "I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, we couldn't save him. Your son didn't make it." Emily woke up screaming for Ethan. Our second Ethan while nurses held her down and I shattered against the wall like glass. They let us hold him too, this tiny perfect boy with my nose and Emily's chin, gone before he ever drew breath. The hospital offered genetic testing, said sometimes these things happen in clusters, maybe a chromosomal issue. We buried him beside the first Ethan under that same maple. 2 stones now side by side, mocking every dream we'd ever had. Emily spiraled. Pills from the doctor, wine from the cabinet, days where she didn't speak at all. I joined a support group for bereaved fathers at the community center. Sitting in folding chairs sharing stories that all ended the same way. Empty arms, broken hearts. We talked about adoption, IVF, surrogacy, anything to fill the silence in our house. But every path felt like climbing Everest with no oxygen. Then came the morning of the basket. I'd woken early, made coffee, scrolled ESPN on my phone while Emily slept in. The doorbell app chimed someone at the front stoop, but when I checked the camera, nothing. Just our empty porch swing creaking in the wind. That's when Emily's screams split the air, pulling me outside to the yard where the wicker basket sat like it had always been there. Baby inside, cooing softly. The note was pinned to the blanket with a safety pin, handwriting shaky but clear. "This is Ethan, your Ethan, the one they took from you. Protect him. The clinic knows. They're coming." Emily read it aloud, voice trembling, then looked at the baby's face, my nose. Her chin, a birthmark shaped like Ohio on his left wrist, just like the ultrasound photos we'd kept. I scooped the baby up, warm and wriggling, while Emily dialed 911, but before the operator answered, those SUVs appeared at the end of the street. I yelled for her to run inside, barricading the door with the couch while the baby Ethan cried in my arms. Men in dark suits piled out of the vehicles, badges flashing. "FBI," they shouted. "Open up or we'll breach." Emily grabbed the note again, reading the back we'd missed. Wexner Fertility Clinic. Project Echo. They steal babies, replace with stillborns. Yours was first run. We didn't run. The agents kicked the door down, guns drawn but lowered when they saw the baby. The lead agent, a woman with steel-gray hair named Special Agent Reyes, holstered her weapon and held out a tablet showing hospital records. "Mr. and Mrs. Thompson," she said calmly, "that child is government property. And if you don't hand him over, you'll never see daylight again." They cuffed us right there in our living room, separated us into different SUVs, drove us to a nondescript warehouse outside Dublin where interrogation rooms waited like tombs. Agent Reyes sat across from me in a metal chair, sliding photos across the table. Emily's ultrasounds, delivery room logs, even cemetery records for both Ethans. Project Echo, she explained, voice flat as pavement. A black budget program out of the Department of Defense partnered with select hospitals. They identify high-potential fetuses' genetic markers for intelligence, strength, whatever the military needs, and extract them alive during complications. Replace with engineered stillborns. Raise them in facilities as future assets. I laughed at first, called it bullshit, but she played a video. Security footage from Wexner showing nurses wheeling our first Ethan alive down a back hallway marked restricted. The second Ethan, too, time-stamped the night of Emily's abruption. "They've done it to thousands," Rhea said. Grieving parents none the wiser, till one doctor cracked, smuggled this baby out last night with that note. Now the clinic's cleaning house. Across the hall, Emily was getting the same speech. I heard her scream through the walls when they showed her the videos. Reyes leaned forward, eyes hard. "The doctor who left him in your yard, dead this morning? Car accident. You two are loose ends unless you cooperate." Cooperate meant signing NDAs, pretending it never happened, letting them take the baby back to whatever lab-bred soldiers from stolen wombs. But Emily had other ideas. When they brought us together in a holding room, she whispered through tears. The note said, "Protect him. There's a USB in the basket lining." I hid it in my bra. Agents searched us, but missed a tiny drive shaped like a pacifier clip. While Ray stepped out for a call, Emily plugged it into the room's computer terminal, sloppy security for feds. And files flooded the screen. Names, dates, thousands of miscarriages across Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana, all tied to Wexner and sister clinics. One file stood out. Our Ethans weren't random. My DNA from an old Army blood draw flagged me as prime candidate, descendant of some World War II super-soldier experiment. Emily's family history showed fertility issues, making us easy marks for complications. The program wasn't just stealing babies. It was engineering them, cloning viable ones for redundancy. Our second Ethan was a clone of the first. Alarms blared. Suddenly Emily had hit send on an encrypted email blast to every news outlet in the country. Reyes burst back in, face purple, but it was too late. CNN alerts pinged on her phone, breaking. Alleged government baby theft ring exposed. Gunfire echoed from the warehouse entrance whistleblowers. Rival agencies. We didn't wait to find out. I grabbed Ethan from the bassinet they'd brought in. Emily smashed a window with a chair, and we ran into the Ohio woods behind the building. Rain starting to fall like cover fire. Sirens wailed in the distance. Helicopters chopped the air above. We hid in a storm drain for hours. Ethan, miraculously quiet. Nursing from a bottle Emily had stashed in her purse from the baby shower leftovers. By dawn, the story was everywhere. FBI raids on Wexner. Congressional hearings announced. Parents across the Midwest digging up tiny graves for DNA tests. We surfaced at a motel outside Cincinnati. Anonymous tip to a trusted reporter from my support group who broke the full story on 60 Minutes. Agent Reyes went rogue, testified against her superiors, claimed she was undercover the whole time. Classic cover yours. Today, Ethan is 18 months old, toddling around our new house in a quiet Portland suburb under witness protection names. Emily teaches online now. I code for a nonprofit helping bereaved parents sue the government. Every night we read him stories under that same starmobile, watching his face, our face, for signs of the miracle he is. The note was right. They're coming for all of us. But because one doctor risked everything to return what was stolen, thousands of families are fighting back. And in yards across America, baskets wait to be found, each one a note that could change everything. We named him Ethan, of course. Third time's the charm. Some nights I stand at his crib watching him sleep, wondering if the clones feel the same pull we do. The government says Project Echo is shut down, but whispers in the support groups say otherwise. Babies still vanishing in the night. Notes left for those brave enough to read them. Our yard is empty now, but if you find a basket in yours one morning, read the note carefully. This might reveal everything you've lost, everything you can still save.